Good morning, friends. Good morning, Patriots. Good morning, everybody. Yes, late start. Late start for the Grand Torino. Making sure the sounds are 5x5. As we wait for the room to fill up, more and more of our friends joining us this morning. How are you? How is everybody? As we see the D Live room fill up, we got Turf Bog giving us a 5x5 straight off the bat. Thank you very much. Stargirl D joining us over on D Live, and Sil Miata joins us. Good morning, Sil. Joining us over there in La La Land. Why isn't that showing up there as well? Oh, D Live, you don't get the graphics, and Facebook, you are over here, and you'll get the graphics on YouTube straight afterwards, straight after the bat. Okay, it all seems to be coming along quite swimmingly as we wait for more and more of our friends to drop in and join us. Good morning, Keith. Keith jumping in and joining us over from Periscope. Kate Daly, great to see everybody. Come in. I know. Grand Torino was a little bit late myself. I will, of course, do my press-ups, sit-ups, and pull-ups as requested last night. But you'll note I didn't. I was posting. Good morning, Don. Don joining us over there from Belfast. D before. Everybody else get the crazy gang together. Hopefully, Grania will join us this morning. I hope you got to see Dolores' speech there, Seamus. I didn't get finished till about late o'clock. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning when I got a chance to post it up. People, Siobhan Phillips joining us, and Anna Ogriezak. Sure, I'm absolutely murdering that pronunciation. My apologies. But yeah, we got Dolores' speech up there. Dolores is in the video just beforehand. I highly recommend that speech to you. We spoke about it on last night's show with Melissa when Melissa joined us last night, and it is a very, very heartwarming and rousing speech from Professor Cahill. Get it while you can. It's still up on YouTube. It will be backed up and also over on BitChute. And those of you over on Twitch and D Live, you can make your way over to there. I don't know if the restream has uploaded over there as well. Not yet, but I don't presume. So it's over here on YouTube. Hopefully we will be joined by the one and only Grania Kelly, who made a speech also up in Belfast yesterday. We had a rallies in various, not only in Cork but also up in Belfast as well. Let's get a cup of coffee in this morning from our late start. Stephen again joining us, one of the other Patriots over there on Facebook. And also Dominic joining us as well. Morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody gets the good morning. D. Londo asked a very question. Did you see many people gathered to mourn the teacher who was killed in Paris? No, and it was a shocking incident over in Paris during the weekend, the murder of a young teacher who was trying to teach his class about the ideals of democracy and freedom of expression. But it seems France has fallen or is on the verge of falling, as probably we all are. I've got that. I do want to push, not push and promote, but you might be aware that there's a petition going around now for getting Ivor Cummins on the Late Late Show. I'll scroll through it there now in a second. The Late Late Show to invite Ivor Cummins on to explain the science, logic, and data. So yeah, 3,743 signatures so far. I'll drop a link to it this morning into the live chat, and I will also put a link to it in the description box for you over on YouTube later on as well. The link will be in the description box. I will be in the live chat after we upload this broadcast, and I will posit the link, or I will post the link for the petition to have Ivor Cummins on the Late Late Show. It says Ireland's national broadcaster is mainly funded by the Irish taxpayer and has a duty to remain impartial when discussing government COVID-19 decisions, especially when these decisions involve lockdown, resulting in the closing down of businesses and mandating how far people can travel, how many people can gather together, wearing face mask coverings when entering shops, closing church services, limiting how many people can attend funerals, weddings, etc. These decisions have now been made without consulting the Irish people or an open debate with experts who agree or disagree based on the science and data they present. Ivor Cummins is a biochemical engineer, and recently one of his YouTube videos, The Science, Logic and Data Explained, went viral with over 1.5 million views so far. He has been on talkradio.co.uk in the UK a few times and was given the opportunity to explain his findings. Surely, and I don't mean Shirley, don't call me Shirley, surely he should be given the opportunity to present his findings in his home country, Ireland. The petition is to ask RTE to invite Ivor onto the Late Late Show and let the Irish people hear what he has to say. Can also email RTE at the Late Late. So I'm going to try once again to see if I can put that link in here. It doesn't let me paste for some reason. Dag nabbit. But I will post it over here for you over on Facebook. That's over there now. And no sign of our dear friend Grania just yet. She might not receive the notification. Hopefully she'll be able to come on and talk to me this morning. But when she does make an appearance, Facebook, you let me know over there. I will see if I can drum up one or two articles that I have prepared, but they are on Safari. Let me transition that over here. And I'll see if I can bring this one over here, or I could read it. Excuse me. Bit of a frog in the throat there. Hello, Ted. That got it. That got it, indeed. I'm not going to be able to get that over super quick there this morning. It looks like everybody's having a lie on over on Facebook there. Oh. Watching from Donegal from Michelle. Is it Michelle Hulan? Great to see you, Michelle. Thank you for joining me over on Facebook. And a lovely little bit of set over there, Pat. And I do apologize, D Live. I know you can't see anything over there. I haven't been able to rectify that and bring over the transitions over to D Live just yet. And I am hoping to see if there's a quick way that I can get one of these articles that I have bookmarked over onto the Chrome. But I don't. Apologies, live chat. I just don't have it together this morning. I just don't have it together, man. All my bookmarks are over on the Chrome or on the Safari. It's very hard to get them over here. What do you think of Lisa? I might possibly there. I'm not going to pop that up there. I could possibly. Well, yeah, but that's. Let me throw that up there for you over on Facebook. Lisa asked what I run next year, but we're not going to have politics here for at least till 2024, Lisa, when there's the European elections. That tells you how far away politics is for the rest of us. That's why I believe yesterday's article detailing an example of how we can resist the totalitarian creep by removing ourselves from the electoral role. I think that is a viable thing, but it does take little preparation, and it means getting the word out and getting enough people. 50,000, as was said on the article last night, 50,000 were signatures or people removing themselves from the voter registration would probably have some sort of an impact. Cancelled that. And there just surely must be a way to bring it over quickly. Quickly now, class. It'd be really helpful if I was able to do that this morning. And as we are treading water as much as we can, as we hopefully will hear from our good friend Grania Kelly, who did make also, as I say too, make a speech up on Belfast as well. But one of our friends said there might have was a bit of trouble up there yesterday. Let me see. Great speech. Bit of violence up north. I believe that was from Turfbog. Turfbog Time Machine letting us know there was a bit of trouble. The effects of fear and propaganda is long-term poverty. Absolutely, Keith. Noel asked us over on Periscope why we don't have a second channel. Well, should the worst handle, I think all channels will be taken down if they remove the channel here. The first channel, the second channel will be automatically removed as well. But fear not, it's something to consider. Yeah, Kate Daly, great lady. Kate Daly is joining us over on D Live. She says it takes 1% of the population for social movement. That's 50,000 in Ireland as well. So yeah, it does ring true. And you can see Kate Daly, Katie just here to my right. I think it's your second or third one up there. I can't see from this perspective as well. Sound check from Stephen. Sound check's bubbling in and out. We are good. Thank you very much, Stephen. I always keep forgetting to hit the tab up there. I know I'm kind of doing a little bit of a backstroke here, but it's because I can't seem to get my bookmarks from Chrome or from Safari over to here, and they don't seem to be. I might even, I might just even read them here straight from the phone just to keep you all okay. I think we're getting there. If I do it there, and can I forward it over? It's very rude of me here. I do apologize talking to myself, but I'll read it. I want to read the Burkeen, but I really do want to get it up onto the screen there. Well, you should have had it prepared this morning, GT. Jenny joining us over on Facebook as well. Good morning, Jenny. Jenny joining us lovely. I'm just waiting, hopefully, to hear from Grania, our friend from up north. She did. She usually just pops in, but Katie joining us also over on Facebook. I'll get through to I'll read this article off the phone, as she says, and I'll have the articles propped up later on this morning. I was caught by this article from our good friends from the Burkeen Institute for Strategic Dialogue, who is the anti-populist NGO on the block in Ireland, just from Kieran Brennan. Just as I say it, there's our good friend Grania joining us now. Grania, I'm going to drop a link into the live chat for you over there on Facebook. Please, if you could, take a hold of that link, Grania. And only Grania, Facebookers, when she comes into the green room there. That link is in the Facebook, Grania. You should be able to get it there now. Great, delighted you could be able to join me. While we're waiting for you to get set up, I'll just give this one a quick read-through. Irish media outlets appear to have expanded their Rolodexes recently for voices opining against the rise of populism and so-called fake news online, with the inclusion of representatives from the Institute of Strategic Dialogue on the national airwaves. While superficially part of the white noise against our current inculcate populism, ISD in its personal area of note to the keen observer as to how our NGO class function and embody the emergence of a new, equally pernicious player on the scene. I'll drop that link in there again, just in case Jim missed it. Grania. Ostensibly as a London-based counter-extremism think tank, ISD is a quiet but powerful global force and voice in the world of policymaking, liaisoning with tech platforms and governments on how to combat primarily the radical right and jihadist expansionism. Founded in 2006 amid a milieu of post-9/11 counter-jihad, it has subsequently focused more and more on how to combat the so-called right-wing extremism, conspiracy theories, as well as attempts to boycott the state of Israel. No panic, Grania. You do your best. I know you're in the background there, frantically working, trying to figure it out. Should be able to just handily set it up. I know it is the first time to have Grania in. Might be a bit new for her to figure it out. Hopefully we'll get through it. I'm sure it is. It's handy enough. It is handy enough. Even the most passive of media consumers will find it hard to have missed ISD. Fantastic. I see you there, Grania. Delighted you could join me. Just give me 1 second to get through this article and we'll bring you straight in. I'm delighted. Aoife Gallagher, longtime friend of this publication, for her embroilment in our investigative project, formerly the Social Media Intelligence Agency, Storyful, and repeatedly platformed on the topic of fake news and a certain word that we cannot mention at the moment. Like shooting fish in a barrel and feeling proud afterwards, Gallagher's professional penchant is debunking the rather bewildering the CUE conspiracy. I'll take that from And They Know, which was also one of the bigger channels taken down during the purge there last week. Apparently spreading rapidly online in Ireland with calls for tech censorship stitched in for good measure. Featured multiple times on primetime slots for RTE, Irish Times, various popular podcasts, and even anti-fascist blogs, Gallagher appears to make her daily bread pursuing the grungier sides of social media to inform us of the ludicrousness of the CUE theory. To theorize the CUE is to rather madcap theory, citing the alleged existence of an international cabal of elite pedophiles and almost Masonic belief that Donald Trump will overthrow them, with the eponymous CUE being a deep state operative leaking information through 4chan. While prima facie ludicrous, dismissing certain claims is much harder in the aftermath of the Jeffrey Epstein fiasco and the networks it showed as existing among the global elite. Those with sharper memories may also remember Gallagher from controversial reporting of failed attempts to plant a direct provision centre in Galway last year, as well as a passive-aggressive article in the Irish Times targeting Professor Dolores Cahill. She is not the only former member of the Storyful staff to make the crossover, working at the anti-extremism think tank, demonstrating a certain cross-pollination with these networks founded in 2010 by former primetime journalist Mark Little. The news and social media monitoring service has found itself a niche in the corporate realm, having been gobbled up by the Rupert Murdoch in 2013, as well as detecting disinformation online. Gallagher, as a Dogs Buddy NGO minion, is very little note aside from her employer, and the airtime it affords ISD is a major, if not major, player in the world of tech censorship and policy making. With the website boosting of partnership with the veritable who's who of the tech world, from Google to everyone's favorite meddling plutocrat GS. Now I'm going to pause that there as well, because I know this article is going to go on there. It was a bit of a filler. I will pop it out there. Gron, are you ready to come in? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Grania Kelly. Good morning.
How's it going, Ron? Good morning to you.
Good morning. Great to see you there. Let me just zoom that back up here. And let me transition over here as well. Hopefully it'll... You still there? No. No. I do have it working there this morning. Can you hear me, Grania? We'll have to plot on with the... We'll plot on with the... your sound is just a little bit weak down there. Tell us quickly what happened yesterday in Belfast.
I'll maybe move here a minute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Grania, go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, can you hear me now? Yeah, perfect. So we bit of feedback from Belfast yesterday. Got a bit hot and heavy there. It was basically organised by just a group of parents, ordinary people, no political affiliation. Did a great job, kind of getting the thing together. So cops came over at the beginning, very friendly, and just kind of explained to us, it's okay to go ahead. You work with us, we'll work with you. Keep everybody in bubbles of 15 and 2 meters apart. So there was a very agreeable conversation between the main cop who was overseeing everything and us. And there was quite a very heavy police presence, quite a lot of army trucks and police walking, police on bikes everywhere, but they all stayed to the side like they did in the previous one. So within about 15 minutes, he came back over and he said, okay, we've just had word from the top man that there's only 15 people allowed in the field. And I assume at this stage there was maybe 1,000 people there. And a lot of the speakers didn't get speaking. I got half of my speech done, got hot and heavy. They started walking through the crowds, agitating, mainly picking on women. It was mainly women, throwing them to the ground. I know there was one lady who had MS. She had a crutch. Yes, she was thrown to the ground, dragged down the hill, screaming for her inhaler, very abusive, threw her back into the back of the Land Rover, and manhandling big time. Very, very good. There's footage up on Twitter and Facebook, which you can see. If you go onto my Twitter page, you'll see. And
I'll
there's
do that
also
this
actually
morning.
a really good explanation from Liam Mulholland on what really happened. It was extremely peaceful. You know, there was kids there, there was grannies sitting on chairs, there was people walking their dogs. It was a family friendly group of people, and they just really were heavy-handed and agitated the crowd and came up to the speakers. So I think when I was speaking, they maybe had somebody up against a tree behind me, and there was maybe 7 cops around this one person. Yeah, it was pretty heavy going. But it won't
It's a different
stop us.
flavour.
We'll go again.
It was a different flavour from the events down in Dublin. And this is the PSNI over.
Yeah,
you'll get a little bit. Go ahead.
There was a lady at the end of it who took the mic, who wasn't a speaker, but hopefully will speak at one of the next ones. And she came out saying that in the Coronavirus Act, Section 22, basically anything that happened on parliamentary grounds, which Stormont was, is null and void and doesn't apply to the act. So as soon as she pointed this out, you could see one of the cops, like, you know, do this, and everybody backed off. But it stayed hot and heavy. I mean, we left, we had to go somewhere, and feedback was an hour and a half later, it was still going. So it'll be, I think there's a statement from the PSNI today, but yeah, so that's basically the feedback. Belfast was
Oh no, fantastic! You're very brave and well done. Well done to all of those in attendance. Terrible display from the PSNI. I know we're getting a little bit of feedback, Ronnie, but can you tell us your Twitter handle or your Facebook page? So, and I'll have a link to it afterwards. You could send that to me, and I'll stick it in the description box. But just
no bother. Facebook page is Grania Q Kelly. And I think my Twitter, goodness, I think it's Rocky Kell. It'll come under Grania Kelly, maybe Rocky Kell, but I can send you a link to it.
Yeah, do I just have your your name there up on the timeline just below for people to check in with Facebook for the spelling there afterwards. Like I said, and
I think I tagged you on Twitter this morning, so you'll be able to see that link on Twitter.
I'll have that look there.
That'll be, yeah.
I'll put that link together again. That's absolutely shocking news and a completely different vibe from what happened down in Cork with the speech. I have the Lord Professor Cahill's speech, but as more and more of your video feed comes in from the day, Grania, I'll try and we'll discuss it on maybe a show tomorrow morning because I have Dr. Bruce on with me tonight. But I'm delighted you're not hurting, and I'm terribly sorry that seems to be a bit of an overreaching or an overreaction from the police. Any other thoughts on the day? Yeah. And why perhaps do you think there was such a reaction like that? I mean, it was a peaceful protest because of the COVID restrictions, or is it just a complete overreaction?
No, I think it's there's been a couple of protests about, and this particular group has grown in strength. You know, the last one we had expected maybe 200 people at it, and there was over 1,000, and there was the cops had contacted before the protest to say they would be issuing fines. I think they changed their minds. There was a lot of confusion. They were trying to deter the people. So it was surprising that it was such a big turnout, you know, even of the deterrent of fines. And I do think they can see the numbers growing stronger, possibly, and they're trying to just prevent this from, but I think it was maybe a wake-up call. There's people who possibly weren't there yesterday, saw what happened, and we'll see from the videos. And it's just ordinary people who are, you know, bills to pay, kids, worried about kids, school and educate, everything. It's just, people are just, so hopefully it's a wake-up call for people to stand up for their rights, basically.
It is. Yeah, you're dead right, Grania. And I must commend you and everybody else and the other speakers for having the bravery, and you are to be commended. It's a difficult task, particularly when there is such an intimidating presence there as well, to be able to get up. And you are effectively looking just to express your freedom, get your viewpoint across, or you know, to have this and to feel the intimidation just for a simple act of freedom of speech. Do you think they're enforcing the establishment line, or are they pro masking? Are they pro vaccination? Are they pro any government line? Do you understand where they come from, or what would be their opposition to a peaceful protest?
they're just puppets. I just honestly, you know, they're just they're under somebody, and whoever they're under is under the next top person, and they're just taking orders the way down the cops. It's difficult to, you know, when we did speak to the cop initially, I mean, it was all obviously an act. He did speak, and he said to us, you know, we understand we're all on the same page here. There's some of us are going to sit in our vans and listen and drink our coffees, and we're looking forward to hearing the speeches. And then within 15 minutes, it was a completely different story. I mean, and it's been said as well, and I think there's a bit of footage. You know, there was a couple of people planted in there, you know, because the agitation, and one or two people who were supposedly arrested or were suspected and were planted in there as well, you know, to create this wave of anger and intimidate the crowd. And it definitely worked, you know. But I have to say the crowd. Yeah.
No, go ahead, Grania. Sorry, go ahead. No, I'm interrupting. Go ahead.
Yeah, the crowd. You know, some of the speakers came up and encouraged the crowd to take the fines, stay calm, don't, you know, bow down to them, which people were doing. And they kept the crowd was, considering what the cops were doing, the crowd did stay pretty calm, you know, which was great. You know, it could have got a hell of a lot worse up there, but yeah, thankfully it didn't.
I think pretty much the same as on Garda Síochána down here in the south, that they recognised who the agitators were. There was no agitating from the protesting side of offence. It was these separate people that came, and it was clear for all to display. And actually, their attack on journalists that were there attending to stop them from taking pictures has also awakened some members in the Irish liberal media. I read a piece there from Brenda Carr and I think Ciara Kelly from Newstalk are beginning to see who the agents provocateurs are and who are the real bringers of violence to these demonstrations. It's not the far right, you know, the all-purpose far right. I don't know if you're going to get smeared with that sort of label as well for peacefully protesting. And talk to us about your speech, Grania. What can you give us some pointers on what?
My speech was basically coming from a parent's point of view. You know, what's happening to the kids, you know, between mask wearing, excessive hand washing, missing school. I mean, not being able to touch each other. My 7-year-old was pulled away from his best friend in school. You know, you're not allowed to touch, you know, this kind of thing. When they come home and tell you that, it's like, this is wrong. My kids are affectionate. I try and teach them to be that way. And when somebody else is intervening and changing their personality or the way they act towards others, that's not right. They've lost a lot of education. They're off again 2 more weeks. I myself shut my business on Friday for another 4 weeks. So from a parent's point of view and a business owner's point of view, and I actually had asked Jean, lovely Jean Murray, could I read her speech, you know, on how the Germans were incarcerated, because that really moved me. It gave me the goosebumps when I read it, and anybody I read it to also. So that was going to be the concluding part of my speech, but unfortunately I didn't get around to it. But hopefully next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep going, Grania. Your fellow organisers up there as well are to be commended for. Like I say, it's a very brave step. It's very intimidating up there as well, especially when you can feel the vibe. But again, you and everybody in attendance are to be commended and congratulated for well done. And we hope to see you all again on the next one again. I'm going to have to let us go a little bit, Grania, because there's a terrible bit of feedback. But we'll definitely get it set up again. I'd love to have you back on again.
Great.
And give us the perspective from the nerd. God bless. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, yeah, lights out there. A bit of a great report there from Grania, our friend Grania, up the north there. A bit of trouble at yesterday's broadcast. And hopefully when more footage comes down, I know we have D before, our friend over on Facebook, says that she has footage of it over on her YouTube channel. I will go later on today and see if I can download some of that, with your permission, and see if we can put a little piece together for tonight's show. I will be conducting. Well, I won't. Doesn't matter what I'm doing today, but you'll see it play out for later on today. As we come up on the half-hour mark, as again, apologies for the garbled distortion and the lack of articles for this morning. As I say to you, over you viewing over on YouTube, we're just kind of mishmashing this new format together. So please bear with us while we iron out the creases, while we dust off some of the creaks. And with your engagement over there on D Live as well, over on Periscope, those of you who join me over there on Twitch as well, fantastic. And this being backed up to BitChute as well. BitChute, I did give you a mention up there yesterday. We won't be forgetting about you. And we'll be uploading exclusive content to BitChute. Please do watch out for that. And hopefully I will be discussing many of the events that are happening over in the United States. I will be uploading them primarily to BitChute. It seems to be the only place that we can express our opinions unfettered. Okay, to our friends, before I let you go, please don't forget to smash that like button, also the subscription button if you're new to the show, and the bell, and you'll be reminded of future broadcasts here on the Gran Torino. Please, if you could, please leave your thoughts, comments, and witticisms in the comments section down below. We do love to read through them. And before I forget, which is oftentimes to happen to me, please don't forget our friends over on at the Little Farmer, the littlefarmer.ie. We love our enzymes so much we keep them alive. Wheatgrass and barley grass juice, mighty shots. Small wonder they're so good. One wheatgrass juice shot is equivalent to 1 kilogram of your leafy green veg, and barley grass juice is just full of antioxidants. Just shake and shoot. Don't forget to enter in your promo code GT, which I didn't say last night. GT is your promo code. And please give your support to the littlefarmer.ie. As you know, we are demonetized, but we are not demoralized. And thank you for all your continued support. And if you've considered this of any value, please consider heading over to the Gran Torino website, World Wide Web, grandtorino.ie. Also, links in the description box for you over on YouTube, how you can support the show on various other platforms. And why not consider sending us a snail mail, PO Box 131179, and let's keep the great postal service in operation, and send us your thoughts, and we'd love to read through them. And if you could, before I let you go, please smash that like button. As I say, it all helps with the interaction, pushes us into the recommendation list for other people's platforms, and helps spread the message of the show. If you haven't seen it already, please do go and check out Professor Cahill's speech from Cork Freedom Rally. I downloaded it from our friend Virago's pop site, Virago's channel. Come on, GT, wake up. It's not that hard. Let me see if I can just give you a quick clip of it. There it is there. No, that's not it. Oh, I'll release it here this morning then. Where are you? Come on. Where are you, old chap? My videos. All right, yeah, so it's all becoming a little bit P-tongue. There it is there. I'll just pop up. Press pause there. Oh, GT. Kind of lost the we'll turn the volume off and we'll let it play. And we'll transition over here. Apologies, I will have a kind of streamline deck again, but you can see the link there from this morning. And it is from Virago. Please make your way over to the previous shot or the previous video download here in the Gran Torino, or make your way over to Virago's channel. Links in the description box from yesterday's broadcast to the full version or the full rally. And congratulations to all involved down in Cork yesterday. And having listened to Professor Cahill's speech, it was quite uplifting and quite thought-provoking. Okay, lads, I will see you later on this evening, where I'll be joined by my good friend, Dr. Kate Daly. And if you want to get your GT stickers, also use the PO Box. Keith Cookman, our friend over on Periscope, reminds us, if you want to get your collection of GT stickers, send us in a self-addressed envelope to the PO Box 13179, and we will forward you some GT stickers. Okay, lads, chat. See you later on this evening. Thank you all again for your continued company on this odyssey, on this journey, on this thing of ours, observers of reality, lovers of liberty. It's all down to you. See you again later on this evening. Wuss.